Pros, where business revolutionaries Angel Tussey and Eric Raymer, best-selling authors of Lists That Saved My Business and founders of Experience Pros University, are inspiring you to get your business right. Let's join Angel and Eric for today's program.
Hello and welcome to the Experience Pros Radio Show. Very nice to have you along with us today. We're here to remind you that small business is big business, and your business is our business.
Well, we have a really fun show set up for you today. We have a guest host in the studio with us. We have Justin Vaughn from the Vaughn Law Office. Hey, Justin.
Good morning. How are you?
Justin, we're doing fantastic, and I got some news for both of you guys. You ready? Surprise!
Surprise what?
Oh, rats.
What?
No,
your birthday?
That is the surprise.
Justin, is it your birthday?
I have no idea.
No,
You don't know if it's your birthday?
Well, I have no idea what the surprise is.
It was Uncle Joe's 96th birthday, and we made him a cake. And unfortunately, in Long Island, they found a part of a rat tail and most of its body in the birthday cake. Surprise! Oh, rats.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God, that's awful. Oh. You know what? Actually, I saw the headline for this on...
You saw the head?
The headline.
Lining the top of the cake?
Zip it. I saw the story come across my newsfeed that there was a funny taste to this store-bought cake. And, of course, you know, in the schools, they always recommend you bring something store-bought versus homemade because, you know, you can trust it more.
Quality control.
And it said that it didn't taste right. Click here, you know, to read more of the story. I am very discerning. Did not click here. Did not need to know what nasty thing was in the German cake. Have you ever been into something?
Oh, it was a German cake. Now, where are we going with this story?
It was a German apple cake.
I happen to be German here.
It was a German apple cake. Are you taking offense?
Apparently, it was a German rat cake.
Am I offending people, Counselor?
The rat was well fed, at least.
Yes.
In terms of animal rights, that's a nice thing to do.
Okay. All right. So
you just don't want it in.
Is happy.
They are, but you don't want it in your cake.
Have you ever bitten into something and something was in there that shouldn't have been, Justin? Have you ever had this surprise?
Not that I'm aware of, and I don't want to know.
I think
have you ever had an apple? Have you ever had an apple that had like the little wormhole in it and it freaked you out?
No.
Or Joe, did he die?
No.
Did he have a heart attack?
He did start complaining of stomach issues.
He ate the cake?
Yeah, he took a bite and said it kind of tasted a little funny, and he started having a little...
How does a rat take
with a 5-inch tail?
A piece of cake.
A 5-inch tail.
And also other parts.
Yeah.
No, can you move along?
I'm working on it.
No, I don't want to read this story anymore.
Even worse, how do they get inside a can?
Right.
How does that happen?
I don't know.
Yeah, you read about these stories. You pop open a soda can and there's something inside, a thumb or body parts or animal parts.
And once again, I don't want to know.
I'm going to make it relevant. There was an attorney involved.
Well, I would think so. If I bite into a cake I bought at the store and there's a rat in it, should I call an attorney?
You should give me a call.
So I'm looking at the article over the wire here, and Uncle Joe, he's looking kind of, they got photos of the people involved, and Uncle Joe's looking like, I just ate a rat. And then the next guy, the attorney, is saying, he just ate a rat. And then another attorney is looking at him going, you ate a rat? I mean, the photos are all like shock and dismay.
Wouldn't you know when you're cutting into the cake?
I would think so. True story, when I was a young man, 18 years old, I worked at a restaurant, and we can call it a greasy spoon, we can call it a dive. It was kind of a, one step below Denny's kind of a thing, and here I am working, serving a steak to a guy, and the hostess comes over and says, the guy needs to talk to you. I said, well, what is it? So I go over, and he says, there's a cockroach on my steak. And I said, no, what are you talking? I'm looking at it. I can't see it. So he cuts into the steak, and there goes one of the legs. And I'm like, oh, how does a cockroach get cooked into a steak?
Okay.
You got me.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's extra protein.
I recommend that we strike this from the record and start with a... brand new topic. What do you think, Justin? Can we do that?
All in favor?
All in favor, yeah. Aye. Any discussion? We can do like fun little board meeting stuff. You are outvoted.
All right.
You're blackballed.
I am outvoted. I am not blackballed. I am German, and it had nothing to do with the rat. But here's the truth. When we come back,
Sometimes he is a dirty rat.
And I'm German as well. So.
You didn't finish that sentence, did you?
There is another.
There is a punctuation mark, yeah.
That I do not use on the radio because I am a lady.
Yes, you are. Folks, don't go away because when we return, Mike Boehler is going to talk to us a little bit about LinkedIn training. Coming up next on the most positive business talk show in America.
The Experience Pros, revolutionizing the way people treat people in business.
You've tried and tried to shed those 10, 20, even 50 pounds of excess weight, and like so many Americans, you're frustrated. It's no secret that the body being balanced before lasting weight loss can be maintained. Let Dr. Deborah Zeff and Christy Edwards of Holistic Loss today. 303-249-7742. That's 303-249-7742 or online at rootedinhealth.com.
Benjamin Franklin once said that nothing is certain except death and taxes. He was right, mostly. What Ben didn't know was that when it comes to death, Mike Heffelbauer, licensed and board certified in funeral services since 1990, has served families with dignity and respect while saving them thousands with their affordable and realistic pricing. Heffelbauer Funeral Services, family-owned and community-involved. When certainty calls, call Heffelbauer Funeral Services, 720-344-6087, 720-344-6087, or visit HeffelbauerFuneralServices.com.
It's time for you to take control of your money. If it's in a 401k, someone else is in. Pick up the phone and call Walt Wilson at Private Pension Design and ask him about the infinite banking concept at 303-550-2847. That's 303-550-2847. You can start learning more at privatepensiondesign.com. There are 10 videos and other tools to help you get out of debt without changing your cash flow or paying extra taxes. You've worked hard for the money you've saved. Learn how to keep more control of it at privatepensiondesign.com.
The Broomfield Small Business Summit is the premier small business growth event to take your business to new heights in 2014. This full-day event is on Friday, February 28th from 7:30 a.m. until 6 p.m. at the Omni Resort Interlaken. Tickets are $59 and include breakfast, lunch, and a drink ticket to the cocktail networking reception. The Broomfield Small Business Summit is hosting 10 workshops and panels throughout the day, including government contracting, access to capital, leadership, social media marketing, and much more. Sign up today at BroomfieldSmallBusinessSummit.com. That's BroomfieldSmallBusinessSummit.com.
This is Dave Logan, and I know what it's like to get home and not be able to get into the garage, right? I mean, it's especially frustrating when you're getting home from a road trip. That's why I now trust Don's Garage Doors to make sure that it never happens to me again. The LiftMaster system, along with the reliability of Don's, gives me absolute confidence that I'll always be welcomed home. Perhaps you should contact my friends at Don's Garage Doors and ask about their free keypad and remote offers while their supplies last. Find them online at donsgaragedoors.com or call them at 303-738-DOOR.
What we do, Ron, is we help people who want to win with money.
The Dave Ramsey Show.
And have dignity with money. If you want to get out of debt so that you get your life back, because you make $120,000 a year and you sit freaking broke, if you want to fix that, you're going to have to sacrifice some things because you guys have been doing stupid with steroids around that place. I'm not picking on you. I'm just picking on the decisions you've made up to this point.
Dave Ramsey, noon to 3 on KLZ 560, The Source.
The Experience Pros Radio Show, home of the original Fan Braggin' Fridays. Take just 20 seconds to become a revolutionary by sharing a fan bragging story of great customer service on Facebook.com/ExperiencePros. Now, back to Angel and Eric, the Experience Pros.
Welcome back to the Experience Pros Radio Show. I don't know that Charlie knows intentionally that our next guest is from Chicago. But beautiful selection of music. My goodness, did you see the size of the man who walked into the studio today?
I have no response to that.
Well, there are very few people who are larger than I am. I mean, I'm a big guy.
And I guess to you that might be significant. Everybody's taller than me, so like this is nothing new for me. But for you, is Mike taller than you?
Way.
Is he? All right. Well, we do have Mike Boehler from Integrated Alliances. They provide mobile, loyalty, and social media solutions that help you reach and build your local community. Now, here's the thing. Here's something we all have in common. So even you and I, even though you, Eric,
even me,
you and I, that we have a foot difference in our height, everybody in business has the same thing in common. They all want more customers and more business. So we brought in the expert, Mike Boehler. Welcome to the show.
Why, thanks, guys. And first off, I want to thank you, and I really appreciate being on the show today. And I want to start off by doing a shameless and unsolicited plug for you guys.
Oh, geez.
I'd say if you haven't met Angel and Eric, you should, and I'd highly recommend becoming a part of their extreme customer service directory. Any due diligence on your part will point out what a great value they offer. And one of the things that attracted me to them when I found them is how they create a local small business support, the recommendations for each other's businesses, and the local communities they've built and continue to grow. I think they've proven if you create relationships and businesses and customers, we'll get more business and they'll stay with you longer. So I believe there's a number of similarities in what they do, creating visibility, exposure, and building local merchant communities, and what we did at Integrated Alliances.
Wow. Well,
thank you so much.
You honor us, and Mike, thank you. Tell us a little bit about Integrated Alliances, and tell us what, you small business owners, they face a lot of issues always, right? What do you see and the dilemma of the small business owner in general, and how Integrated Alliance helps?
Well, I've owned and operated 3 different small businesses in my time. And as a matter of fact, my hat's off to all the small business owners and entrepreneurs, because they're working 60, 80 hours a week or more. And it's like a never-ending struggle just to survive. In my experience, besides running the day-to-day operations, wondering whether or not the employees may show up, and then you have to go do their jobs
right.
instead of what you're doing, the small business guy out there is really getting hammered, and it seems almost daily. Look, they got regulations, taxes. Maybe their market share is declining. They get the encouragement and competition from big commerce on their business. It's getting more and more difficult for these individuals to eke out a living.
Okay, so let's talk about what's working, or maybe even what's not working for some of these small business owners.
Well, I think you'd agree that everybody wants more business, trying to ring the cash register more often. I'm sure you guys see that.
Absolutely.
Sure.
Yeah, there's all kinds of different ways out there that are, some are expensive and some are more effective. One of the keys, if you're a small business owner, is how to do it without breaking your bank. A lot of people selling advertising will tell you, we got the Holy Grail. We get email advertising, flyers, SEO campaigns, postcards, billboards, televisions, newspapers, and the list goes on and on.
Sure.
And one of the things that these have in common, or may have in common, is they can be expensive beyond your budget. It's difficult to track it, and it's almost impossible to measure it, the success of it. So most of the owners don't have time, they don't have the expertise, and they don't have the resources to do it themselves.
All right, so let's back up and talk about how Integrated Alliances provides a solution for each one of those issues that you just raised.
Okay, well, Integrated Alliances is in the business of helping solve the problem with small businesses, and we think we do it quite well. First off, we can give you free advertising. No cost, nada, nothing, unless your business.
You're trying to run us out of business, mister?
Yeah,
well,
that's a good deal.
It's an incentive. I think free is good, don't you?
Absolutely, yes. People jump on that.
Right.
I would love to offer free advertising.
Right, it would be great.
Community PLC, we can work out a deal with them.
I'd be happy to work out a deal with you. I'm sure we can work out something.
I'm certain.
I'm sure we'll be able to collaborate.
All right, so free advertising. Talk to us. What is that? What does it look like?
Well, they list your business on our mobile app and our website that's part of Integrated Alliances. Integrated Alliance has been in business 10 years doing LinkedIn, social media training, speaking, and recently, when I got out here in Denver, they've started a small business division because it's really pointed toward more large and medium-sized businesses, and we wanted to do something for the small businesses. So, in addition to social media, which, by the way, if you go to our website, integratedalliances.com, we'll give you free lessons just in case you want to do it yourself, on LinkedIn training, filling out your profile and different social media courses that you can do if you got the time to go do it, because we all know social media isn't free. So in addition to that, we were looking for something else that could help the small businesses and even build local merchant communities. And we came upon, what all small businesses want, as we mentioned before, is more business. How do we get those customers in there? And what we found was a loyalty program mixed with mobile. And I think that everybody would agree that mobile's the direction a lot of things are going.
Yep.
It's kind of where, or I believe it's kind of where social media was 5 or 6 years ago.
Okay, so let's talk about how that works, the loyalty with the mobile and how that encourages more customers to stay loyal to you.
Well, I believe that the loyalty programs were great if you do them right. Most large businesses had them for years to retain and attract new customers, just like I said, it's where social media was some time ago. And the experts, I believe, will agree that you should invest in the customers you already have. It's easier to keep the customers you have, as opposed to trying to get new ones. So if you can increase the amount of business and have a loyalty program, the question is going to be, what's it look like? I personally tried, when I owned the different businesses, a number of different options. One was a fishbowl, just threw it in the counter. People dropped their business cards in. I collected them. Then what do I do with them?
Yeah, they collect dust.
Exactly. What are you going to do? I'm not going to input them, especially with my limited technological skills. Going to take the time to put them in there. Then how about a punch card? We handed those things out to all the customers. Fill up the cards. We give them a break on something. It was a great plan, but people forgot their punch cards and said, "Hey, I already did this. Why don't you give me some free anyway?" So just like loyalty cards, the punch cards, you got to carry them around. It's something else to keep track of, and some of them may require you to transfer money to it if it happens to be a debit card. So
I have a wallet just for loyalty cards, and it drives me insane, Mike.
All right. So what we introduced is something called Click. It's a customer loyalty information kiosk, and it's a loyalty solution using mobile text marketing to communicate and engage with your customers. You may say, why is this special?
Why is this special?
Thanks, Eric. Well, because most people carry their mobile phones, rarely turn them off, and probably have it within 5 feet of them. And 98% of text messages are read in 3 to 5 minutes. You're going to be hard-pressed to find a more efficient way of communicating with customers with really any other kind of contact tool you may use.
All right, so this Click it's a mobile app. It's on your phone, and is that right?
No, it's a kiosk. It's kind of like a little iPad that people just check in using their mobile phone numbers, and then a business can contact them when they want, with what they want, and it's that simple. They can pretty much set it and forget it. You don't need punch cards. There's no QR codes. There's no app download. Half the phones out there aren't smartphones.
And business owners need to know about this and sign up with you.
They should. If they want any more information or information regarding social media, they can reach me at 815-901-1802. That's 815-901-1802. Or actually just text the word loyalty to 53535. Yeah, I got my own short code.
You got a short code?
Okay,
I do.
I'm
Loyalty.
so jealous.
53535.
That was the
going to work.
Biggest guy in the entire room has a short code.
Well,
I got a short code host.
Yeah, he does.
Well, I appreciate it, and thank you very much, you guys.
Mike, thanks so much for being in here with us today.
My pleasure.
All right. Folks, don't go anywhere. More positive business talk coming up next. You're listening to Angel and Eric on the Experience Pros Radio Network.
The Experience Pros are here to help you get your business right. To learn more, visit experiencepros.com.
Where do you go when the bank says no? Every business needs money, and yours is probably no different. What's that you say? Your bank backed out on a commitment to you? Our friend Steve Replin has the answers to your financial questions. Steve's new book, Where to Go When the Bank Says No, is the authoritative guide to finding you the money you need now. Where to Go When the Bank Says No, available right now at hardmoneybooks.com. That's hardmoneybooks.com. Where do you go when the bank says no? hardmoneybooks.com.
Design, implement, and support. If you have a computer, a cell phone, or a tablet, you have a network. Hi, this is Eric, and I've got great news for you. Your network has a guy. For the last 15 years, Brad Binkley of Binkley IT has served his clients without killing their budget. Brad can effectively manage a network of up to 50 computers, typically for about 2 to 4 hours a week. Huge savings, no sacrifice. Call Brad today for your next IT partner. 720-254-1057. That's 720-254-1057. Binkley IT, solving the IT puzzle one piece at a time.
Renew, heal, and experience the miraculous with master healer, yoga, and meditation teacher, Karen Corona. Karen has 30 years experience providing natural healing therapies and nutritional education. Her yoga and meditation programs will guide you back to vibrant health and wellness. Call Karen today and get started. 303-725-1119. Mention Experience Pros and get $450 off Karen's upcoming healing and yoga retreat in June, set in lovely Nuevo Vallarta, Mexico. 303-725-1119. Or online at KarenCorona.com.
Can you imagine going an entire day without your phone or computer? Crazy, right? How else would you communicate with your team, contact that client, or even get paid? Absolutely nothing happens when you don't have technology in your lap. Even a slow-running computer can stall your progress. And when your software doesn't sync, nothing seems to work out. You've got a technology partner like no other with C-Squared Computer Consulting. C-Squared is your business pain reliever. Solve your pain. Call C-Squared at 303-933-1113.
If printing is an essential part of your business day, then RMK Cartridge is your lifeline to success. Hi, this is Eric, and Angel and I wouldn't think of running our business without having RMK Cartridge on our speed dial. Remanufactured ink and toner cartridges are just the beginning. Free delivery and award-winning service coupled with 30 to 50% savings over original manufacturer products means that we're saving time, money, and space in the landfill all at once. Treat your printer to the best. Contact the guys at RMK Cartridge at 303-781-2076 or on the web at rmkcartridge.com.
Networking is full of myths. Bring lots of business cards. Be sure to meet at least 10 new people. Have your 30-second sales pitch ready. Your network is your net worth, but only if you're networking with your A-team. Take the guesswork out of your networking by joining Extreme Relationship Management. It's transforming the way people are networking. It's way more fun than drive-by networking and doesn't waste your time handing out stacks of business cards. Check out ExtremeRelationshipManagement.com for their next event, ExtremeRelationshipManagement.com.
Teaching you to live on less than you make, a concept Congress can't grasp. It's the Dave Ramsey Show every day at noon, right here on 560 AM KLZ.
The experienced pros want to help you get your business right. Have you joined the revolution? Visit meetup.com/therevolution and become a business revolutionary. And now, back to Eric and Angel on the Experienced Pros Radio Show.
I just want to celebrate another day of living.
Welcome back to the Experienced Pros Radio Show. Do you want to celebrate another day of living? Well, here's what I think you need to know. You need to know our next guest, Gunther Mueller.
Absolutely. We're happy to have Gunther Mueller from BioTE Medical, BioTE Medical.com with our health tip. But I want to make sure that our listeners know we've got Justin Vaughn co-hosting with us today from the Vaughn Law Office. And Justin, are you living optimally?
Optimally?
Yeah.
Answer carefully.
I think so.
You think so? You think so?
I consider myself blessed beyond certainly what I deserve in my personal life. I think my wife I married far better than my wife did.
Your Honor, permission to treat the witness as hostile. He dodged the question, but Gunther Mueller's going to get it out of him. Gunther, welcome to the show.
Hey, thanks for having me here again today. The question that you pose is an interesting one. What does it mean to be optimal?
Right.
I think the health tip today is really to be body aware, because as we age and as we go through life, we kind of forget what it felt like to be optimal, and it's really, think back to the time when we were 28, maybe 32 years old, where everything was functioning really well. We slept good at night. We woke up in the morning fully rested, had that natural zest, energy, vitality for life to take on the day. No matter what it is we wanted to do, we had the energy to go do it. And we didn't come home at the end of the day and just crash on the couch and watch the news and fall asleep and go do it again, right? Asking that question, are you optimal? I think the true answer a lot of people are going to say is, I don't know. You know, I haven't really thought about it that way. We go to annual visits with our practitioners and our doctors every year. We get some blood work done, and we see them for 10 or 15 minutes, and we have some symptoms that are going on with us. We're just not quite feeling the way we would like to feel, or kind of foggily remember how that used to be, and we just kind of get into the habit of accepting it. You know, we get into the habit of just living that way. And you know, the health tip really is it doesn't have to be that way. We do not have to get used to living with the symptoms of what we call, you know, the disease that we have in our culture today is called aging. And we are naturally, you know, aging, and sometimes unnaturally aging because of all the chemicals and toxins that are in our environment. You know, we've added 70,000 new chemicals to our world since the Industrial Revolution began, and we don't even have a clue as to the effect these chemicals and toxins are having on our endocrine system and on our body. So as we've talked about in the past, the real, you know, health tip is to get your hormones checked and make sure that you are optimal both hormonally and nutritionally by a doctor or a practitioner that has been certified and trained in the art of hormone balance. It's not just anybody that knows how to look at this stuff.
So Gunther, what do I do to get my hormones checked, and how do I know whether I'm optimal or not? What am I looking for?
What you're looking for, you know, a lot of times when you look at your blood work and you see that reference range on the right side of your blood work, and it says whatever test they're doing is normal between this and that. What you have to understand, there's no real science behind that normal range. That is just the average of all the people that have ever taken a blood test. So if you're 20 years old or you're 80 years old and you fall in that range, guess what? You're normal. But you may not be feeling good. Even though your blood work says you're normal, you may not be feeling good. I'll give you an example. We have 52 million Americans out there today that are suffering from classic type 2 hypothyroid symptoms, but they're not getting treated at the root cause of those symptoms because they have a normal TSH test. TSH stands for thyroid stimulating hormone, and most of the time you go in, that's the only thyroid test that your doctor will do, and if that comes back normal, well then it can't be your thyroid. And what I'm here to tell you is that nothing can be further from the truth, that just because your TSH test comes in quote unquote normal, it doesn't mean that your thyroid is working optimally, either in the way that the thyroid gland is producing thyroid hormone or in the way that that thyroid hormone is actually being received at the cellular level, where it plays a huge role in creating energy. So energy could be related to low testosterone deficiency. It could be related to thyroid not being absorbed properly. It could be related to an iodine deficiency. It can be related to not having enough salt in your diet. So there's a number of factors that could be going on in your diet, lifestyle, exercise routine, hormone balance, nutritional deficiency that all relates to how you feel in your body every day.
So if I'm middle-aged, but I still have the mindset of younger age, and I'm starting to feel the middle age set in, what do I do? How do I?
There's he has a whole list of practitioners, trained practitioners in the BioT hormone replacement therapy that are looking for the right numbers for you, right, Gunther? And you can find that on their website, which is BioT Medical, BIOTE medical.com. Go to a practitioner that is trained in this, because if you're just going to a regular Western medicine, they're looking for one of those prescription drugs to put you on typically.
And then more prescription drugs to counteract those prescription drugs. And then other prescription drugs, if that doesn't work and you haven't changed your environment and you're still having the same issues.
Gunther, give us a final word there.
The final word is exactly that. Get your blood tested, know where you're at, get with a practitioner and a doctor that knows how to read that blood work and interpret it properly, and have a detailed discussion with you and your symptoms, the root causes of those symptoms, and then you can make a good choice as to what you might want to do going forward to really optimize your health picture.
Angel's done it, Gunther's done it, his wife has done it, and it's something that you need to consider as well. Your contact, please.
303-598-1609. Again, that's 303-598-1609. And as always, biotmedical.com, B-I-O, the letter T, the letter E, the word medical.com. We have a list of providers on there and all kinds of great information on the website.
I love it. I love it. Thank you so much for your time, Gunther. Gunther tunes in and calls in every week with a fabulous health tip to make sure that our listeners are living optimally. And it's true, we don't even know always we don't even remember what it used to be like in our 20s and 30s, but I can attest to it. It's been fabulous. I want to mention that today is Tuesday, and the Simonson team are out and about delivering donuts somewhere in the city, which is pretty exciting.
Bearers of tasty gifts.
They've been doing this for six years. And I think as a business, having a consistent marketing plan that you're willing to commit to for 6 years is a testimony as to why they're so successful. Do you have a marketing plan that you've used consistently for 6 years, Justin?
Not like that. It's impressive, and the Simonsons are just phenomenal people. And I'll tell you, when they show up with a set of donuts, I feel younger again.
Right? Absolutely.
A little
I get
sugar
excited.
Rush.
Little like a little birthday morning. It's awesome.
It is kind of like a little birthday morning.
All right. Well, I'll tell you what, folks, we need to take a quick commercial break. When we come back, more positive business talk. You're listening to Angel and Eric on the Experience Pros Radio Network.
The Experience Pros, revolutionizing the way people treat people in business.
Hi, this is Dr. Gary Donovitz, founder of BioT Medical. Did you know that men with low testosterone are more likely to suffer from heart disease, high cholesterol, and 3 times more likely to develop Alzheimer's disease? Go to biotmedical.com to learn how you can increase your testosterone, balance your hormones, and achieve your best health with just 2 treatments per year. We have BioT certified practitioners throughout the Denver area. Go to biotmedical.com for the location near you. That's BIOTEmedical.com.
Hi, this is Angel, and ladies, I want to let you in on my newest fashion secret. It's my eyelashes. That's right, my eyelashes. I've been going to Carabella Studio since July, and ever since then, I've had nothing but compliments on my eyelash extensions from my friend Reggie at Carabella Studio. And my favorite part? No more daily hassle of applying and removing mascara, and all of the compliments. Get yours today. Call Carabella Studio today at 303-909-9585. That's 303-909-9585. Ask for the Angel Eyes offer and get your new lashes for only $150. Carabella Studios, 303-909-9585.
Your photographs are your treasures. Your art collection means something to you, and that jersey you won in that silent auction is providing you with tons of bragging rights, so it matters to you where you have it framed. Trust your framing to the experts at Frame Art, the experts with heart. What matters to you matters to Frame Art. Don't drop your treasures off at a warehouse. Call Frame Art, 303-722-1525, 303-722-1525, located just north of Dartmouth on South Broadway in Englewood. Frame Art. It matters.
You've heard of life coaches, business coaches, and football coaches. It's about time you heard of the Happiness Coach. Life Warrior Coaching is a unique program that teaches the science of happiness along with meditation, yoga, and exercise to help you live more fully in the here and now. Don't follow a program you hate in order to be happy tomorrow. Let Life Warrior Coaching empower your mind and body to live optimally and fully in the present moment. Become a life warrior. Call today at 303-562-8798. That's 303-562-8798. Or online at lifewarriorcoaching.com.
When it comes time for you to buy your next new or gently used vehicle, you'll definitely want an auto broker. And when it comes to which auto broker to choose, here's all you need to know. Matt Martin and H.M. Brown and Associates. Matt has access to all makes and models and offers fantastic financing, leasing, and can even help you with your trade-in. H.M. Brown has 27 years with an A+ rating from the Better Business Bureau. Buy your next car with the integrity and capable help of Matt Martin and H.M. Brown and Associates. 303-414-2388. Call today.
Stop calling around looking for the best mortgage rates and call ALMC Mortgage. ALMC Mortgage matches you with the right mortgage for your needs every single time. Now's the right time to finance. Call ALMC Mortgage today at 303-696-6933. 303-696-6933. Check out today's current rates and questions you should ask about your mortgage at almcmortgage.com. almcmortgage.com.
LMB number 100020432. NMLS number 266695. You can check the licensing status of your mortgage loan originator at dora.state.co.us.
The Dave Ramsey Show, noon to 3 on AM 560, legendary KLZ.
The Experience Pros Radio Show, where small business is big business and your business is our business. Follow them on twitter.com/experiencepros. Now, back to Angel and Eric, the Experience Pros.
So did you hear? Did you hear about Justin Vaughn?
I did.
You know,
our
co-host. I've got something juicy on him.
People are talking.
Oh, yeah.
People are talking. I'll tell you what, usually you think about gossip, and there's no place for gossip in the workplace. But our next guest, Shawn Duperon, she's 6-time Emmy Award-winning media coach. She's been in the TV business for nearly 20 years.
And she's beautiful.
Well, all right, if we're going to gossip.
Right.
She says she's done some leading-edge research on the relationship between mass media and gossip, and she's here to give us the secret to unlimited marketing power. Shawn, welcome to the Experience Pros Radio Show.
I just love you guys. I love your show. I just get all gooey when I come on your show. Your show rocks.
You too?
Yeah.
Don, it's so nice to have you back.
We get all gooey when we see your name on the calendar that you're going to be on with us today.
So. Shawn, we got Justin Vaughn, who's I got to let you know he's a legal counselor and he will sue me for anything I say and do. But he wanted to know is gossip gets a bad rap, counselor?
It does.
What's the deal with that, Shawn?
It does.
Yeah, it's about shifting. Everything's about new perceptions. Even your earlier guest about creating a marketing strategy. When you start to look at things differently in a new way, that's when your life alters, your business alters. And I pinky swear I am getting a PhD in gossip. I'm almost done. And research shows that mean, nasty stuff is really a small percentage. It's only about 5 to 7%. There's reasons why we think it's so big because we tend to remember the bad stuff. And we are really, really good people, and gossip or word of mouth is the best form of advertising on the planet. It's why your show has been so successful. People gossip about your show. It's positive. It's fun. It feels good to be there. People gossip about things that feel good.
Okay, and you're right. The word gossip, we automatically think it's bad. It's people talking about each other behind their backs.
Yeah.
But you're talking about the word of mouth, customer referrals, that customer conversation that we're really trying to create. But we can actually be far more intentional about it.
Absolutely. It's exactly what social media is. And, I know you know about Project Forgive, a little video that we did. Using gossip theory, I made it go viral. Using gossip theory, I made it go viral. It's been seen by tens of thousands across the globe. We're at the point now where we got an endorsement from Desmond Tutu. Naomi Judd, the country singer, just recently jumped on board. We had a strategic marketing plan using good gossip and applying theory to make this go viral. And, yeah, it really works.
Okay, Shawn, that's where I think most people derail. You had a strategic marketing plan using gossip marketing. Most people want that gossip marketing. I grow by word of mouth. How do you grow word of mouth? What are you doing to create it?
I do my best and pray for the rest.
The biggest thing, because where everybody is on social media right now. Traditional media is awesome as well, and a combo of both will skyrocket you.
God bless you.
It will skyrocket you. And when you learn little tips and tools in social media, when you make posters or memes in social media that people will actually share, there's actually tools and tricks to know how to do this. There's ways to center your posters on your Facebook page so that when people come to your Facebook page, they go, ooh, this is awesome, and then they start feeding down your page and everything's centered, and you make it a customer service savvy Facebook page that people can just click, like, share, because your content is so rich.
Well, Shawn, you've made my day because you pinky swore with me, and I love that. But let's go back and talk just a minute about something you said. You said with your Project Forgive that your video went viral. Now, I think that the first thing, the key to your success is you chose a great name, Project Forgive. I mean, if you don't get on that, you're a cold-hearted person. And then the second thing is I want to know what else you did to help that go viral. Help our listeners say, okay, if I've got a great name, how do I make it go viral?
Okay, there's many pieces to it. One of them would be content. A lot of times, and I'm going to just talk specifically about social media because that's where we've really had extraordinary success using the social media when we get traditional media, like going on CNN with Soledad O'Brien or going on ABC or getting an Inc. magazine. We started with rich, fabulous, exquisite content in our social media. And that includes in Twitter, that includes on Facebook, and that includes on LinkedIn. And now Pinterest, we're really starting to rock on Pinterest. And when I say content, the mistake that a lot of people make is that they're trying to sell on social media. And how many times are you actually on Facebook where you start buying stuff on Facebook? It just doesn't work that way. Just like when you're at a networking event, when you first meet someone at a networking event, you don't automatically buy their service. You start a relationship. And so to really create content and start relationships with your targeted demographic is what really rocks it out.
All right, let's get people on board with Project Forgive. How can we participate, Shawn?
Oh, support projectforgive.com. We're making a movie, and we also started a 501c3, so now we're officially nonprofit. We're finishing out the movie. We've got a large online event. I'm trying to make the world's largest online event. May 14th, you'll find out about it as you go to supportprojectforgive.com. Come hang out with us on Facebook.
I love that.
Shawn, will you come hang out with us on May 15th?
You got it.
I want to hear about the results of this and how it's going. All right, give us a couple of tips on how we can get our own gossip going. I mean, something practical for our listeners today.
Traditional media. Start learning how to do press releases, because the media is the biggest megaphone, like shows like yours going on CNN, going on Inc. magazine or Fox. Sending out a simple press release about some of the things that you're doing that piggybacks off what's going on in the community right now will grab the interest of reporters. The research says 90% of what makes it on the news is pitched. So the way you get on the news is to pitch.
You've got to pitch. You got to have a story. You've got to have something that people want to talk about too. I mean, if so often we get so stuck in just sell, 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 people aren't marketing and gossiping about your 20% discount sale, right, Shawn?
Not at all. Not even close. They want content. They want you to help them.
And I think the most important thing you just said to our listeners is that it's relevant to what's going on in society today. So if your pitch is look at me, look at me, look at me, nobody's going to listen to that. But if what I'm doing is relevant to that big thing happening in the town square, now you might get onto that local platform.
Yeah, here's a great example. When Mandela died, a local community, a holistic chamber in Calgary, held their own memorial, bringing all the businesses together. All the media came.
Of course.
All the media came. They held their own Nelson Mandela memorial.
You know what? And we can do anything. I mean, we are only limited by, we all get it stuck in our way and say, well, this is how we've always done it, and we rarely think outside the box.
How's
or
that
think,
working
okay,
for you?
This is our industry, and this is all we can work with, and we can't be funny or we can't be emotional. We have to kind of toe the line and always be professional. We look at some of the things that people are talking about, gossiping about, sharing with others. We can watch on social media. In fact, Shawn, I'm always really surprised at some of the things that really take off on social media. It's not necessarily that marketing pitch. It's the human element, things that we're doing in the community, things that we're experiencing, and when we're just real people connecting with each other, that's the stuff people share, that's the stuff people want to talk about. And so I think so often as businesses, we just get in our own way. All your contact information one more time, Shawn, so people can get in touch with the Project Forgive.
Projectforgive.com. It's that easy.
You're so simple.
I love you guys. I really do love you guys. I'm just gushing and gossiping about you. Fantastic show. I've on so many radio shows, so many shows. This is absolutely one of my top 3 favorite ones to be on.
Wow.
I just noticed Project Forgive has thousands and thousands of likes on Facebook.
Yeah.
And now +1.
+1.
Oh, I love you.
There you go. Hey. I just intercepted that. All right. Shawn, thanks for calling. We appreciate you.
I adore you guys.
Check your inbox on Facebook.
Okay.
Folks, don't go anywhere. We'll be back with more positive business talk. You're listening to Angel and Eric and Justin on the Experience Pros Radio Show.
The Experience Pros are here to help you get your business right. To learn more, visit experiencepros.com.
When you think of going to the dentist, it makes you uncomfortable and uptight. You recall the dark ages of dentistry. Weisbard Dental wants to change that image. Imagine being welcomed in a comfortable, beautiful, brand new dental office with digital x-rays, digital photos, being comforted throughout the entire process. At Weisbard Dental, you'll be treated while relaxing in their massage chairs. Make an appointment for Weisbard Dental at 303-773-3373. Check them out.
This matters when your insurance company wants to take shortcuts. Nylon's Collision Center only uses manufactured parts. This matters when a cheap, ill-fitting part is available. At Nylon's, it matters. If it's not perfect, it's not leaving. 303-761-9219. 303-761-9219.
You have a 401k and you keep hearing about ways to invest in real estate or precious metals. At Diverse Retirement Solutions, they've developed a plan that will help you do just that, and you can take back control of your retirement funds with checkbook control and no annual fees. Find out how by going to diverseretirementsolutions.com or calling them at 970-316-2099. That's 970-316-2099. Don't wait another day to take control of your retirement funds. Put them to work for you today. Diverse Retirement Solutions, 970-316-2099.
You can't walk through your garage, much less park your car. You need to clear your clutter. Kevin Perry and Red Diamond Auctions can help. Red Diamond Auctions, where nothing happens until somebody sells something. Kevin Perry and Red Diamond Auctions will buy partial and complete estates. What are you waiting for? Call today, 970-673-2625. That's 970-673-2625. Visit reddiamondauctions.com today or call now, 970-673-2625.
When you work from home, you run the risk of setting up a makeshift workspace in the corner or somewhere off to the side of your bedroom. It's not really a home office. It just happens to be your office at home. Let Helene's Designs help you create a productive workspace that transforms you from hobbyist into an innovative CEO ready to be featured in a magazine spread. Take charge of your home office and call Helene's Design. You're the CEO. Make sure your home office looks like it. 720-233-7302. 720-233-7302.
Run a business and have a life. You got into business so you could enjoy life, and Employer Essentials can help. They keep up with the ever-changing payroll and employment laws and requirements, as well as all those employee management issues. Employer Essentials is the answer you've been looking for to add payroll and HR solutions that offer you peace of mind and the time to do what you want to do. Employer Essentials, Denver's trusted local payroll and HR provider for 15 years. EmployerEssentials.com or 303-734-9436.
Laura Ingram, mornings at 7, live on KLZ 560, The Source.
This is Dave. The Experience Pros radio show is changing the way people treat people in business. Listen to Eric and Angel, mornings at 10, right before the Dave Ramsey Show at noon on KLZ 560, The Source.
Hi, this is Bob Berg, co-author of The Go-Giver. You're listening to the Experience Pros Radio Show, the most positive business talk show in America.
The Experience Pros want to help you get your business right. Have you joined the revolution? Visit meetup.com/therevolution and become a business revolutionary. And now, back to Eric and Angel on the Experience Pros Radio Show.
I bet you wonder how I do.
Welcome back to the Experience Pros Radio Show, where, listen up, folks, you may not need a lawyer today, but there is coming a day, probably sooner than you would probably prefer, that you may need a lawyer, and when you do, you need the best. Got him.
Well, you know what? I hang out with Eric, so I always make sure I've got a lawyer in my back pocket. And we have Justin Vaughn, who's been sitting and co-hosting with us throughout the show today. Vaughn Law Offices, you can find them online at coloradoslawfirm.com. Justin, thanks for sitting in with us.
And it's been a pleasure so far. It's been great. We'll see where it goes from here. But Angel, I think I'm still officially your lawyer and not.
Yeah. I have you on retainer.
I think so.
We actually swapped.
It's a chapstick retainer.
Well, you know what? It was goods for services.
It counts. It was good chapstick. So
you know what?
It matters.
It's all in a matter in what you negotiate.
I cast suspicion on the both of you, but I'll tell you this. There's no suspicion, no question in my mind that Justin Vaughn and the Vaughn Law Offices not only know what they're doing, but they're my go-to. And here's how I know. Can I tell a little bit of that? Am I allowed, lawyer?
No.
To tell a little bit of my referral to you? May I?
A little bit.
A little bit.
Let
me just say
I would leave out names and places.
Details, the fact that it's a current case.
Everything I just want to let you know that a friend of mine got injured, and when the mother of that young man got injured, said, I need to know, who do I go to? There was only one referral, and it was you. That's it.
And she called at 11 o'clock in the evening, and I answered, and she was extremely upset. And
sure,
I think
not at you.
No, about the circumstances.
Right.
And I think one of the nicest experiences I have in this profession, and one of the things I really enjoyed about Shawn in the last segment.
Yes.
It's about what you give. It's not about what you can get from others. It's about what you can give and what you can do for others. And to be able to comfort that mom at that moment in time is just truly priceless.
It's a matter of integrity and authenticity that you offer, Justin, that many of the lawyers that I know simply don't offer. So I'm saying thank you publicly for your kindness.
Well, thank you for saying that, and we'll keep doing our best to really try to take care of people, and that's what we're focused on. And along those lines, this is the time of year we talk about the two things that are certain, right?
Death and taxes.
And taxes. But let's focus more on.
Is that still the top two, or is it public speaking and being on the radio?
Right. Government regulations is certain. Well, no, let's not go there. But this is the time of year really that people should focus on those things that they should do annually. And as we heard earlier from Gunther, one of the important things to do is monitor your health.
Right.
Go in and get yourself checked out at least once a year. But there are certain legal things you can do that you should do at least once a year. And because you're assembling all that information for your CPA or getting online doing your taxes, however you're doing it, this is a good time for business owners also to look through their business documents. Look through your operating agreement or your bylaws or your articles of incorporation.
You mean that dusty book in the cabinet?
The ones that sit on the shelf. Yeah, dust those off.
Yeah.
Okay.
And open them up and see if it actually says what you think it says. See if it says the types of things that and reflects what your business is actually doing. And the same is true with one other category, which is your estate planning. Pull out your will, your trust, your powers of attorney.
Nobody has.
Look at it once a year.
Nobody has estate planning going on. I mean, we know the statistics. 75% of the people don't want to talk about that because it has to do with the first two things, death and taxes.
It's certain.
Right?
It's certain. And people don't want to think about it and don't want to plan it. That's why you should do it just once a year.
That's good advice.
And then you don't have to worry about it the rest of the year.
It's good advice.
Is it kind of like do it when you have to change your fire extinguisher or your smoke alarm batteries and change your clock back?
Yeah, but sometimes people don't get around to that either.
Oh.
And these days the clocks are starting to change automatically, which is awesome.
Yeah.
But moving, you just the one thing is going to happen once a year is when you assemble all those all the documents.
As long as you're putting
put
it all
everything together for
together
your taxes.
Okay, put it all together. Review. Are there pieces, Justin, that you find are regularly missing from business owners? There's something in particular that is always missing, some particular article of incorporation or some part
most often
missing?
Overlooked.
It's all different.
Is it?
It really is all different. I mean, sometimes people will form an LLC and they'll have a partner, but they don't have an operating agreement, which means basically you have no partnership agreement.
Right.
And as long as people are getting along and everything is wonderful, you're okay. We're grown adults. We live in America, and it is still America, and you can do,
But when the gloves come off.
But when there's a question and there is uncertainty, and one person would prefer to do one type of distribution, or one person would prefer to make an expense into this area, there's a desire for a new office, or shall we buy office space, or shall we expand?
Yeah,
or shall
I really think we need to change our article of partnership.
Look what you have done.
Yeah. I think I think 50-50 is probably not the right number in our situation.
Angel, if you're my client, you just tell me what you want. What would you like?
Well, wait a minute here. Hold on for just a second. The number to call if you don't want to take away my bread and butter is 303-586-5905. That's 303-586-5905. That puts you in direct contact with the Vaughn Law offices. And as you can see, he's quick on his feet and can help you in any capacity.
You know, we've read a few of his testimonials, have met a few of the clients. They are voted the best of the best in both business and insurance law. Law offices both in Phoenix and Colorado. In fact, you're kind of new to the Colorado market.
We've been here. We're going on 3 years now.
3 years has it been?
It has.
Wow.
It has.
And so are we expanding? I know you've hired more, and I mean you're now taking over as Denver's top Colorado law firm.
Well, and we are expanding. We're adding more attorneys. Actually looking for more even as we speak. So very exciting things.
Any realm in particular of? Do they have to be like general law? You want some specialists?
We've hired attorneys with a background in family law and general practice. We've hired an attorney in estate planning with over 30 years of experience in that. And we're looking for more attorneys to assist just with business and employment matters. So that's the primary area. But again, you know, when I look at hiring attorneys, and when we interview, and I recommend this for business owners who are interviewing, look at character first.
Absolutely.
Look at people with an attitude of generosity and kindness, and who are willing to be self-sacrificing and go the extra distance for people. And we can teach them everything else they need to know. Everything else works out.
The thing I think about when you get to a place where you need to speak to a lawyer, I imagine that by then emotion has taken over and logic has gone out the window.
Often.
Yeah.
Often. And so there's a lot of counseling involved. And oftentimes people just need to have a fresh perspective and to be and to have somebody to discuss those issues with, because it does become very emotional. And improving the quality of their life, part of it is they need to get that out.
Six times over, right? They just kind of they look at you as what can please.
Sure. What would you like?
Get from your phone number.
We have email. We have Facebook. Phone number is 303-586-5905. And thank you for sharing that. And everybody is a unique individual. Everybody has a different story.
Absolutely. We're going to talk more. Justin's staying with us as he is our co-host for the next hour as well. And folks, again, that number 303-586-5905. If you're looking for a lawyer, you just want to talk to somebody, it's a free case review. Just give them a call. And now we have to take a quick station ID here, but remember, there's a whole nother hour of positive business talk coming up next. So don't go anywhere, and we'll be back right after this.
This has been the Experience Pros Radio Show with business revolutionaries Angel Tussey and Eric Raymer. For more information, you can contact Experience Pros by calling 720-344-2446 or visit them on the web at experiencepros.com, facebook.com/experiencepros, and twitter.com/experiencepros. What are you waiting for? Join the revolution.
KLZ 560, The Source.
How do you do a zero-based budget when you're self-employed?
The Dave Ramsey Show.
You take your minimum that you know you're going to make. I mean, there's a certain amount when you're self-employed, you know you're going to make at least X. And you do a regular zero-based budget with X. But then you do a list of things that you wished you could have gotten to, but you couldn't with that minimum. Maybe, depending on how small the minimum is, it may be a lot of things. But it certainly needs to be a long list. And then you look at that list and you look at it with your spouse and you say, if we only make enough money to do one more thing, what would we do? And we only make another thing, what would we do? We only make another thing, what would we do? And if we make enough money to pay off one more thing, and you keep putting a number beside those right down the list, and then you rewrite that list in order, now what you have is a prioritized spending plan. And once you have that, then when you get money in above your minimums, is you work your way right down that list in order of priority.
Dave Ramsey, noon to 3 on KLZ 560, The Source.
This is the legendary KLZ, AM 560, KLZ HD Denver, and online streaming at 560thesource.com. Since 1922, KLZ Denver.
This is the Blaze Radio News. I'm John DeMaster.
You know, I've obviously not been a strong supporter of Barack Obama, but this really is over the top. It does enormous long-term damage to our military.
Former Vice President Dick Cheney with Shawn Hannity on Fox after Defense Secretary Chuck Hagel calls to shrink the U.S. Army to its smallest size since the 40s. The Blaze Radio's Chris Barnes is in Washington with reaction from the Republican who chairs the House Armed Services Committee.
Secretary of Defense Chuck Hagel in part blaming sequestration cuts for his plan to cut about 70,000 soldiers from the force and close some bases too. But House Armed Services Committee Chairman Republican Buck McKeon saying the military cannot be the answer to the nation's financial problems.
What we're trying to do is solve our financial problems on the backs of our military, and that can't be done.
Hagel says the nation can afford a smaller military so long as it retains a technological edge.
This is news on the Blaze Radio Network.
In the year 1791, Americans were guaranteed individual freedoms and a limited government. Today, those freedoms are disappearing. The government listens to your phone calls and scans your emails. That's why we've created 1791 Email. When you sign up for an account, you can rest assured that we won't invade your inbox or scan your emails. And with your 1791 Email account, you'll be letting everyone know that you believe in individual freedom. Find out more about 1791 Email at 1791.com and start sharing the spirit of America today. For the record, establishing truth in the media and setting a new standard in broadcast journalism. Investigating the stories the mainstream media doesn't just ignore, but are afraid to uncover. A news program that doesn't compromise anything, has no political agenda, and nothing to lose. For the record, restoring truth in the media and setting the record straight. Returning soon to the Blaze. Truth lives here.
The Blaze Radio News on KLZ 560 The Source.
You're listening to the Experience Pros radio show brought to you by Mass Mutual Colorado. Experience Pros, where business revolutionaries Angel Tussey and Eric Raymer, best-selling authors of Lists That Save My Business and founders of Experience Pros University, are inspiring you to get your business right. Let's join Angel and Eric for today's program.
Welcome back to the Experience Pros Radio Show with Angel and Eric. We do appreciate you for tuning in today. Remember, we're here to remind you that small business is big business, and your business is our business.
All right, so we've been doing some public speaking events recently.
Boy, howdy.
And our walk-on song has been the song that intros the show here today.
Yes, ma'am.
So as I'm listening to the show here today, I'm thinking, hey, wait a minute. That's the music we use when we do a public speaking event. I just had like a blonde
deja
moment
vu all
or
over
something.
again?
Like I've heard that music before.
Yeah, every day for the last 5.5 years.
I don't know. It resonated in a different part of
I'm so
my
glad you
brain.
finally now know what we do and how we do it.
How we
and the
do it.
music that is your theme song.
Well, you know what? Things are new here today because we have Justin Vaughn co-hosting with us.
It's new to you. It's new to me. That's fine. That's just fine.
Had you heard that music before, Justin? Was that familiar to you?
Actually, yes.
Yeah, I was going to say, answer carefully, Mister.
For a moment, it was like this was the first time I'd heard it.
Hi, I'm Eric.
I know.
I'm the one that still gets 50%.
Odd moment.
And it makes it special all over again.
It is special.
That's wonderful.
It is special. Just it
just triggered a different special part of my brain. We do have Justin Vaughn from the Vaughn Law Offices. You can find them online at coloradoslawfirm.com, co-hosting with us. And the nice thing about having Justin here is we can discuss some different things, like, our powerful partnership, during the commercial break, and maybe come up with some new terms.
If you're just tuning in, they're trying to renegotiate me out of the contract. I'm not sure exactly what's going on there.
Is that what you heard? Out of the contract?
I didn't hear that yet, but is that what you want?
Hey!
Is that what I want?
Hey, listen.
I think that's what I love about Justin. He asks my most favorite question in the world.
What do you want,
What do
Angel?
you want? What do you want?
Yeah,
Nobody ever asks me what do I want, except for Justin. You're my new favorite
Excuse
person.
me?
You got it.
Although he brought me like
I'm in
a
the
whole
room
bowl of the Vaughn Law Office's chapstick.
Right.
If you haven't tried this, if you've never been at a trade show or a vendor fair and gotten a Vaughn Law Office chapstick,
Yeah.
you're in for a treat. It's yummy.
Okay, it's yummy. You're not supposed to eat it.
Kinda.
Okay, all right. Hey, nothing says love and romance like forgery.
Forgery?
Yeah, did you hear about the guy in South Carolina, Sumter, South Carolina, went to Applebee's, had lunch, and decided to pay for his check with a $1 trillion bill.
Do those exist? Have you ever seen a $1 trillion bill, Justin?
No.
No.
Neither had anybody else. But could you imagine?
$1 trillion bill. How much was his bill?
Well,
$27?
If the federal government starts printing them, they can pay off the debt. But other than that, no.
Yeah,
Can't
well,
picture that.
this old boy decided he was going to go and go to Applebee's. Get you one of those 2 for $20, under 500 calorie
I'll
things.
take my change in small bills, 10s and 20s.
Right? And but first he tried to pay with a debit card, but it was declined. So what do? You whip out the $1 trillion bill. Get the change.
That's a lot of food at Applebee's.
Right?
Yeah. I'm going to use those to pay Eric from now on.
Do you know who's on the $1 trillion bill?
Is it you?
No.
Is it me?
It's Woodrow Wilson.
I didn't think it existed, but that's who was on this particular.
Actually, it's not on the $1 trillion bill, but what I'm looking at is a $100,000 bill, and that's Woodrow Wilson. Sorry about that. My correction. The dude tried to forge his way out of Applebee's. Listen,
Applebee's for $27.
if you can't afford the tip, don't go in the door. Just saying.
Well, I heard that the court fees ended up being like $262. Did he have a $262 bill?
See if you could drop that debit card again. Cha-ching. All right.
I heard that the $2 bill is making its way back into circulation again, and people are really using those.
Whatever.
Yeah. It's more likely than the trillions.
Yeah, more likely.
Yeah.
Much more likely. Hey, we got a great show for you. Justin Vaughn's co-hosting. And when we come back, Marty Reiswig's with us with Good Fit Homes. You are going to want to hear what he has to say.
He's got a $1,000 offer for us.
Get out.
Yeah.
Coming up next on the Experience Pros Radio Network.
The experienced pros are here to help you get your business right. To learn more, visit experiencepros.com.
This is Dave Logan, and I know what it's like to get home and not be able to get into the garage, right? I mean, it's especially frustrating when you're getting home from a road trip. That's why I now trust Don's Garage Doors to make sure that it never happens to me again. The LiftMaster system, along with the reliability of Don's, gives me absolute confidence that I'll always be welcomed home. Perhaps you should contact my friends at Don's Garage Doors and ask about their free keypad and remote offers while their supplies last. Find them online at donsgaragedoors.com or call them at 303-738-DOOR.
Design, implement, and support. If you have a computer, a cell phone, or a tablet, you have a network. Hi, this is Eric, and I've got great news for you. Your network has a guy. For the last 15 years, Brad Binkley of Binkley IT has served his clients without killing their budget. Brad can effectively manage a network of up to 50 computers, typically for about 2 to 4 hours a week. Huge savings, no sacrifice. Call Brad today for your next IT partner, 720-254-1057. That's 720-254-1057. Binkley IT, solving the IT puzzle one piece at a time.
Leaders, listen up. You want to get the very best from your people, and See It Thrive can help. Address personnel challenges with confidence and unleash the best performance out of your organization, team, or individuals. See It Thrive helps you realize the possibilities of your team coming together as an unstoppable force. reduce conflict, and empower transformation. Because you work with people, make the courageous choice to see it thrive. Call Sue Kenfield today at 303-791-2807. That's 303-791-2807. Discover and sign up for upcoming workshops at seeitthrive.com.
You make all kinds of plans for your business, but have you planned for the event that you may need long-term care? Did you know that you can have long-term care insurance that offers you tax advantages and a guaranteed rate of return? Walt Wilson is a licensed agent working in the financial services segment of the insurance industry, and he's a pro when it comes to long-term care. It only takes a moment to register for the next free webinar that could literally change your financial outlook. Visit privatepensiondesign.com today and click the LTC webinar tab.
You've tried and tried to shed those 10, 20, even 50 pounds of excess weight, and like so many Americans, you're frustrated. It's no secret that the body needs to be in balance before lasting weight loss can be maintained. Let Dr. Deborah Zeff and Christy Edwards of Holistic Herbal Health help you detoxify your body and get you on the fast track to quantum weight loss. You know you can do this. Now you know someone who can help. Call Dr. Zeff and get started on your quantum weight loss today. 303-249-7742. That's 303-249-7742 or online at rootedinhealth.com.
Hi, this is Angel, and I want to send you on a weekend getaway. All you have to do is tell Eric where to go. That's right. Just for voting for where you would send Eric on his first vacation in 12 years, you're entered to win a getaway of your own. It's free, and you can vote online once every day on the Highlands Ranch Travel Facebook page, right there on the Experience Travel tab. Tune in daily to discover 16 other locations around town where you can get extra votes each and every day. There's no downside. Possibly win a weekend getaway just by telling Eric where to go.
Your healthy radio addiction. The Laura Ingraham Show, live weekday mornings at 7 on KLZ 560, The Source.
Hi, this is Dr. Ivan Meisner, New York Times bestselling author and founder of BNI, the world's largest networking organization. You're listening to the Experience Pros radio show, the #1 best positive business talk show in America.
The Experience Pros radio show, where small business is big business and your business is our business. Follow them on twitter.com/experiencepros. Now, back to Angel and Eric, the Experience Pros.
Our house in the middle of our street. Our house.
Welcome back to the Experience Pros Radio Show. Thank you, Charlie, for the appropriate theme music, because you know something? The housing market is all kinds of active, and you need to know an expert.
Well, and we brought in our expert today, and you want to listen in and stay tuned and listen up, because he's got a $1,000 offer he's going to offer. Marty Reiswig with Good Fit Homes. Find him online at goodfithomes.com. Marty, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much, Eric and Angel. How are you today?
Marty, we're doing fantastic. Let's establish your credibility right here and now. You are one of Denver's rising stars as it relates to real estate, with over 46 transactions in just the last 2 years. If you do the math on that, wow.
Yeah, thank you.
Holy cow.
I appreciate that. You know, we just really love our people, try to put them first, no matter what the cost to us. And that seems to catch on.
You know, when you do the right thing, right?
Well, and I think one of the pieces of that, you really attribute it to offering that extreme customer service, your repeat business, the referral business, and you have a system in place. So I'm hearing the housing market right now is a little depleted of inventory. You can't sell 46 houses and have 46 transactions if there's no houses to sell.
That's right. Well, the reality is people need to move, right?
Yeah.
I mean, people have babies. They have those babies go off to college.
Right.
Life happens, and you have to move anyway. But yeah, the news is, and I'll tell you guys, everybody out there listening, stop listening to the national real estate news, period. It just does not tell our Denver story. Real estate is always a local marketplace.
Yeah.
And what's happening here is indicative of what's happening around the country, but very much elevated.
We usually get there sooner and have a better recovery, all of that, right, Marty?
That's it. So just to give you a few of the stats and stories of what's going on in the real estate market today, it is now officially a seller's market.
Yeah.
I know for the last several years we've been kind of complaining and sad because it's been a buyer's market. The values of our homes have gone down. 9,000. How much more time do we have?
You got about a minute.
Okay. Can I tell you why we're a little bit different than the average?
You should.
Okay. We're very good. Obviously, our customer service, experience, and marketing, really our clients beat the market nearly every single time. We spend more money on staging, photos, and marketing than anybody else I know, period. So what does that get us? Basically, the average days on market takes you 78 days to go under contract to sell a house. It takes me 9.
Say that again.
9 days. Okay, so if I haven't put your house under contract in 10 days, it's a down day for me. Okay.
Wow.
The average list to sale price, people usually have to give away about 1.5% from their list price to their sale price to get somebody to buy it. They're negotiating down a little bit.
Right.
My average is actually going up 0.3%. So my list to sale average is actually 100.3%.
Your sellers are getting more than they're asking for.
Right.
Come on.
It's all about staging photos and marketing. I mean, I'm telling you, so many realtors go in there with their iPhone and snap some nasty pictures of your $250,000 asset.
Right.
Are they marketing that to hundreds of thousands of people instead of doing it right?